Hi friends, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Mary Vlogmas Day 14. Today I'm actually vlogging for another vlog, which you'll see later, but I came to the realization this week there's no such thing as common knowledge. There's a YouTube channel called like Dad How Do I, and it's this dad who's just like teaching people like how to change a tire, how to check your oil, like how to do all these different things. And I'm like, people need that. So in today's vlogmas, not super Christmassy, but today's vlogmas, I'm going to show you exactly how to cook a really simple, easy breakfast. This is so nice like around the holidays if you want to surprise like your spouse, or you want to surprise your mom or your family, show them that you know how to cook breakfast for them. This will be super simple. I'm going to try and go over everything that I might think is common knowledge, but I know is not common knowledge, because there's no such thing as common knowledge. Like, we all grow up with different backgrounds, different levels of experience, different education. So I'm going to try and make this as explicit as possible. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm going to try to be very clear on how to make this breakfast. So the breakfast we're going to be making today is scrambled eggs, bacon, and avocado toast. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull out a pan. I use this pan for everything. This is my go-to pan. It's a waterless cookware pan, but I'm just going to get a big pan and I'm going to set it down on the burner. And this is the bacon that I have, and we're going to start with the bacon. So this is uncured applewood smoked bacon. Are you leaving?
Yep. Love you.
Love you too. I'm going to open it up. So most things that you cook, you're going to want to put some sort of oil or butter or something in the pan to make it not like stick to the bottom of the pan, unless you have like unless you have like enamel coated cookware to where it doesn't burn to the bottom. This waterless cookware is supposed to not need anything, but bacon never needs anything. Bacon comes with its own grease, a lot of grease. So you don't need to add anything down to the pan when you're cooking it. Something I'm going to point out about this bacon is, one, wow, this is a really long piece, and two, this white part is the fatty part. This is the meaty part. So if you're picking bacon, normally I look at it, I guess I didn't look at this one, but you want to see more red than white. And then you just kind of lay it in there. This is seriously really long. This is my first time ever cooking with this Trader Joe's bacon, but anytime that you touch raw meat or raw eggs or anything, you need to wash your hands. There's a lot of diseases like salmonella or just like bacteria that's in raw meat, so you want to make sure to wash your hands. So I'm gonna go do that real quick. I don't normally put my hair back or anything while I cook, because I'm just cooking for my husband and I. If I'm cooking for a bunch of people or for somebody else, I will put my hair up, because you know, you don't want hair in your food. But I have 3 pieces left, four pieces left of this bacon. I'm gonna put it into a Ziploc bag and put it back in my refrigerator. And you want to make sure that you're not storing your meat next to any sort of vegetable or anything that you eat fresh. So I'm gonna put it on a shelf by itself. You can actually hear, I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear it. You can hear the bacon cooking. So I'll show you what it looks like. So I folded it over. You don't normally have to do that, but this bacon was like oddly stretchy. So I just kind of like folded it in half there. And you can see that it's already creating a lot of grease, which is what we'll fry our eggs in, which is gonna make them taste really good. I have my eggs and I have milk. Now you can use either milk or water, but I always put something in my eggs. Water makes your eggs fluffier because it steams them as you make them. Milk makes them creamier and also still pretty fluffy. I like my eggs dry, like super dry. So you can stop them whenever they look appetizing to you, but I'm about to flip this bacon. So everyone likes their bacon a little bit different too. So you just kind of have to go with like what you've eaten before, what you know you like. But when I like my bacon to be super crispy. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like right now. If you look under here, it's kind of starting to get like dark. That's when you flip it. Kind of something I just realized I totally forgot to mention is to keep it at like a low, like a medium to medium low heat. So I have mine on a 4 because mine is numbered from low to a 2, 4, 6, 8 high, and I have mine on like a 4 because you don't want it to get smoky, you don't want it to get too burnt, you don't want it too high heat because it'll burn it without actually cooking it all the way through. So that's about where we are right now. And we're gathering a lot of grease. I'm gonna show you the pan again. You can see why we don't add extra grease and oil to the pan when we cook bacon. Because there's a lot of it in there. I'll also push on my bacon to make sure that these bubbles are getting cooked all the way. When your bacon is done, you're gonna get out your plate and you're going to get out paper towel. So your bacon will have a lot of grease and it'll like sweat grease while your bacon is cooling. So I'm gonna take, 2 half sheets or like 1 whole sheet and put it like this on my plate. This is how I'm gonna put my bacon on here. I'm going to pick it up and like kind of shake it, get a little of that off, and then set it on the pan. So it can cool. This looks a little bit too crispy, but that's how I like my bacon. If this is how you like your bacon, you just have to take it off sooner. So right now in this pan, there is a lot of bacon grease. And it's a little bit smoky. There's a lot of bacon grease, and I don't want that much bacon grease in my eggs. So once your bacon's done and you put it on a sheet, you have all of this extra grease. You don't need that much grease. You don't want that much grease to do your eggs in. You just want like a hint of bacon grease. So what we're going to do is pour this out. So because you can't pour directly into the drain, it'll coagulate and make your drain clogged, which means that the oil will get thick and then your drain will be clogged. You'll have to call a plumber to come take it to fix it. So I keep an old tub of cream cheese under my sink, and that's where I put my excess oil. And then there are places that you can dispose of that. So I'm just gonna dump out all of the excess, and I'm gonna scrape the bottom. And then there's still a lot of grease on the bottom of that pan, but not nearly as much as there was. So I'm going to take out, I'm just making breakfast for myself. So I'm gonna make 1 egg because I'm making a bigger breakfast than I normally do. Most of the time I'll just do 2 scrambled eggs for myself and just do scrambled eggs and call it good. But I'm just gonna do 1 because I also have the bacon, and I'm gonna show you how to make avocado toast. So when I'm making, for reference, right? If I make eggs for myself, I'll make 2 eggs. If I make eggs and toast for my husband and myself, I'll make 3 eggs and I'll split them evenly so we each get kind of 1.5. So you just kind of have to gauge how much that you're hungry for, how much you're willing to eat. I'm gonna show you how to crack an egg. Here's my egg. It's a large brown egg. Brown eggs come from brown chickens. They're not any different than white eggs. But you're gonna take the egg and you're gonna smack it on the side here. If you smack it too hard, it's going to crack and you're gonna have egg on both sides of your bowl. So you just want to kind of tap it until you hear it crack. And then you're gonna take your thumb and you're gonna put it in that hole and just open and dump in your egg. If you get any shell in there, that's totally fine. You can just peel it out or like fish it out with a fork. But if you just lightly tap it and then find your thumbs, it'll it'll crack on its own. It'll peel open on its own. So there's that. I'm gonna throw this away, and then because it's a raw egg, raw meat material, I'm gonna wash my hands. We're gonna put a splash of milk into the bowl. And I mean like a little, that's a little too little. Like a little splash, just enough to make them a little creamier. I'll put that away. So this is what it looks like at the moment. So when you put the milk in, you're going to want to take, I take a fork. You can take a fork or a whisk, which is the one that looks like this. You can either whisk it, or I just take a fork, and you want to break up that yolk and just sort of toss it in your hand. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I broke up the yolk, and I hold the fork kind of like this. Let me make sure I even see what I'm doing. And you just sort of mix it together. So I'm pulling it up. This is what I'm doing, and I just do it faster and faster and faster. And I like to whip it fast enough to where it has bubbles in it. But really the important part is that you can't tell which is the yolk and which is the white and which is the milk. So just getting it whipped enough to where you can't separate the egg, basically. So to have like pretty eggs, or like eggs that look clean and just perfectly yellow and fluffy, you want to use a fresh pan. This pan is going to, this pan, because of the bacon burning on the bottom, is going to make the eggs kind of darker, but they're going to have a great flavor. So if you are going for having more aesthetic eggs, you're going to want to use a clean pan. But we're going to take our eggs and we're going to put them in this pan. So in order to make the eggs, you just kind of want to be moving them around so that they're not sticking to the bottom of the pan. So just pushing and pulling them towards you, making sure that you're getting them all off the sides, towards the center. That's what you want to do once you pour it in. And then you can leave it a little bit, like just keep an eye on it. You don't want it to stick to the bottom. You don't need to be constantly pushing the eggs, but you want to be pushing them enough to where they're not burning on the sides, because if they're super thin, then they're cooking faster. While your eggs cook is the perfect time to start your toast for your avocado toast. So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking, I made fresh sourdough, and sourdough is super easy to make. So if you want to know how to do that, if you want a video on how to make your own homemade sourdough, let me know in the comments. It's actually super easy. Once you get your starter, it's really, really easy to just like make the sourdough. So I'm gonna stick this into the toaster. If you don't own a toaster, which is super common, I mean, it's a single-use appliance, it's not necessarily worth it. Before making your eggs, you'd make your toast by frying it in the grease. That's one of the things I love about making bacon, is that you're constantly like using, it's a one-pan meal basically. So I've been just stirring the eggs. This is what they're looking like right now. Some people like their eggs just like this. Personally, I like my eggs extremely dry, so I'm gonna keep cooking them. We're gonna come over here to the toaster, and I'm gonna use my little toast tongs and pull out that bread. And I'm gonna bring over my bacon plate and put my toast on there, because that's the plate that I'll be eating off of. Make sure that you're not letting your eggs burn while you're doing this, so I'm keeping an eye on them. And I'm gonna take my knife and I'm gonna cut open my avocado. So you're just gonna find the center line and you just kind of press into it. You don't really need to do that much to get your avocado to cut open. And then you just grab the sides, twist and pull. That's a beautiful avocado. I'm really excited about this. You're just gonna take your knife and make slits. Try not to press all the way through the skin. and I'm gonna check my eggs. So I have my slits, and I'm just gonna kind of work them out of here, and then just like get out the pieces and set them on your toast. I'm gonna do 2 on that side, 2 on this side. Throw this away. I'm just gonna let that sit there and bring you back over to the eggs. So the eggs are looking like this. They're getting fluffier, they're getting drier. I'm going to put a little bit of seasoned salt, this Lowry seasoned salt, and I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit while it's still in the pan. And then I'm actually gonna keep that out because I put it on my avocado toast too. I'm gonna take my plate with my avocado toast and my bacon, and I'm gonna put my bacon directly on the plate and take this. You can look at the oil, the grease that has seeped off my bacon. So I'm gonna throw that away. So with this half of avocado, I'm gonna take one of these guys, these like little plastic preserver guys, and with the seeds still in, you can actually save the avocado. And then you just put this in the refrigerator and eat it within a day. So either for lunch or with tomorrow's breakfast. You can do the exact same thing with like cellophane, or putting it into a Ziploc container, or putting it into a Ziploc baggie. As long as the seed is in it, it'll stay fresh for up to 24 hours. It could be ready, or what I like to do, I'll bring you back down here so you can see, is I like to mash that up. So I'll take a fork, most likely the fork I'm gonna eat with, and I just kind of press on the avocado and just mash it in there. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that seasoned salt and sprinkle it onto the avocado toast. And then that is it. That is a simple breakfast. I hope that I explained everything correctly. If I didn't explain something to a way that you can understand it, leave a comment down below and I will do my best to type out a really good explanation. I'm gonna come over here, bring you over to the table. This meal is great for either, I just made it for myself, but you can make it for your partner. You can do sort of like a breakfast in bed situation. It goes really great with like orange juice. But I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna tell you what I think. It's really good. This applewood smoked bacon from Trader Joe's, A+. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you want me to do more videos like this, just showing you how to cook, like actually teaching you how to cook instead of just following along like really fancy recipes. I would love to make videos like this. I love cooking. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. It would make my heart super happy if you subscribe to my channel so that we can be friends. If you make this breakfast, you can tag me on Instagram. I always leave my socials in the description box. Have a very Merry Vlogmas. Bye.